What's up, guys? It's Sam Nang here with my buddy Eamonn, who's been working with me for quite some time now. You saw him on a podcast or the Flow In Flow Out podcast, but we doing something special here, something creative with the Flow In Flow Out community and the Peak Performance Academy community. It's called a PromoCast, where we talk about some testimonials, we talk about some case studies, we talk about some wins, and talk about the vision and stuff that he's creating. So I've been working with Eamonn. You saw he jumped on the podcast and we started working, started putting things on the calendar to be accountable for. So this is a check-in to tell him, because he's had some very big wins, and we also have some other stuff that he wants to work on as well too. So we're just going to do that on the podcast and just tell about the work that we've been doing. So I'll leave some room for you to chat. Go ahead, Eamonn.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me back. Yeah, man, a lot of big wins since we've been working together that I don't think would have happened had we not been working together. Um, right, like so quit smoking cigarettes, that was a huge one for me.
Yeah,
Huge one for me. I'm down about 40 pounds,
nice.
which is good. And then also removing that old identity of being like the fat guy,
Was that your
right? And
identity?
yeah, that's always been my identity as like the fat guy or Big E.
Yeah.
And
That's your
so,
that's your Instagram handle, or right? Is Big
yeah,
E
Big
the
E, your
realtor?
fave.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. So that's when I started coaching you. I was like, okay, that's where I kind of, as a coach, I was like, okay, that word, that label, that identity, I was like, Big E. That's kind of what you're living with. That's what kind of you're walking around with. The language in your head is. So I remember chatting with you, and like that's where you kind of want to focus your attention and shifting it into a different like a version of yourself. And I think you're on that path and stuff, but I think like your wins, it's fantastic. Like quitting smoking and quitting drinking, right? Quitting smoking and
Mm,
drinking. Of course, that like I'm pretty sure that just dropped the 40 pounds fairly easy. I'm sure there's
yeah.
what caused the weight loss?
So it was definitely, so I quit fast food,
Uh-huh.
that, and then I started exercising.
Okay.
So I've
And what
been
type of exercise?
walking, mostly just walking. I
Nice.
I still won't, I don't want to get in the gym yet, so
Yeah.
I just walk.
You trying to
I
shed
just
some more
walk.
weight before you get into the gym? Before you in the
Yeah,
weights?
I might never get into the gym,
I'm gonna
to
try to
be
convince
honest.
you.
Like I might never get into the gym. For me right now, it's all about, keeping my blood pressure down. And so by doing that is eating healthier, living a healthier lifestyle. And so
Mhm.
right now, what I'm doing now by what we talked about micros and macros, and
Yeah.
then the walking has
Oh, so
has really been doing that.
you actually you remember the macros and the micros?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a very hard concept that I try to explain very simple, right? Uh
It was very easy to understand after we had that conversation about it.
yeah, that's the goal right there to coaching. It's like sometimes I think before, even when I was younger, when I used to coach, I used to overcoach, give too much information, and then you get kind of lost. For me, is
Yeah,
I had to gather the information and simplify it for you and apply it, right? You, I don't think could have see you. I showed diagrams, I showed pictures and everything, and I just checked. I was like, do you understand this? And then be able to apply it. And being able to apply that, I think it's a big tool, big help in actually like looking at how you eat. And I think
yeah,
you accomplished that. Of course, like there's always more to learn about nutrition. There's always more to
yeah.
learn about physical training and everything. But so you lost 40 pounds. What is the goal weight that you want to get to?
I don't know. I think probably around 220 to 240,
So is that what,
say.
another 40 pounds, or
Yeah, another 40 pounds probably, and I'd be real happy.
you'd be real happy? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be real happy. So that'll be gone by the end of this year,
Okay,
you
so tell
know?
me, what does happiness mean? Like, say you look 40 pounds lighter than what it is now, because that's a feeling. And what we're trying to get is that that feeling of happiness. And really, if you embody that feeling of happiness and how you're going to feel when you're 40 pounds lighter, that's really going to give you the energy to be more energized, to get eating healthier and stuff.
Hmm.
So describe to me how that will feel. How would like your friends would see you? How would your colleagues see you? How would you present during presentations and meetings and stuff? So
This is
kind of,
how I know I've hit my first pillar of success on this new health journey, right? Because it's several pillars as we've talked
yeah,
about, and I'm just on pillar one. Like
yeah,
I told you in the beginning, I said, hey, keep it simple, stupid, right? That's what I need you to do for me. So for me is going from now 6 pills a day for blood pressure, all this crap, right, that I'm on, to when I get down to 40, lose 40 more pounds, the doctor said at that point, I'll just be down to like 2 pills a day, which
nice.
is what I'm going to be on for life. So there's no coming off of those with my blood pressure, most likely. Obviously, there's always a chance. So for me, that's what happiness is for me is to going from 6 pills to 2 pills.
Six
That's when
pills
I
to two
know
pills.
that's when
Does
I
that
know
make you
I'll
feel better, right?
hit. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, because I hate taking medicine. Like I hate
yeah,
taking medicine, period, no matter what it is. So taking 3 pills in the morning, 3 pills at night, it aggravates me. Like I detest it. And so every day, the first thing I do is I wake up and I take these pills. And at first, it pissed me off to the point where like, oh, I don't want to do it. That's what got me in this predicament. And now it's like, all
yeah.
right, well, if you don't want to do it, then get your ass out there and walk, right?
Do something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
do something that's going to get you off of these instead of keep you on them. So for
Let's
me,
think.
that's what happiness is going to look like at this first pillar.
Let me or okay. So that's the first pillar.
Hmm.
You thought about like what is the biggest influence that you could have overall, like with your family and stuff? Have you thought about that?
Somewhat.
I'm getting deep,
Nah.
bro.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I haven't really thought too much past it. Superficially
Okay.
a little bit,
Think
but
about that. Think about it because that you are dad. Dad is a big influence on
yeah.
everybody's health. That's really
Well, yeah. And obviously, I'm leading the charge by example. Like, there's been changes in my family's habits, right? Of like what kind of food that we have in the house, what kind of snacks my kids are eating. I've seen my kids are generally, not necessarily going always towards the healthier habits, but I've seen on their own that they'll make smarter decisions because they're seeing me do it. My wife's bought into it. My older daughter, she's bought into it more, right? So it's kind of
yeah,
become the whole family has now gotten behind dad in this
right.
journey of not being a fat ass anymore, right?
Not being a fat
So,
ass. Yes, that's
yeah.
that's a that's a harsh label, but I mean it's a hard truth. But so what I just sparked, or just kind of what I did, not knowing, like as a coach and stuff, it started to subconsciously have you think something bigger than just
Hmm.
going from 6 to 2 pills. 6 to 2 pills is great. It's gonna make you feel better and stuff. But you have a effect on a lot of people, especially
Yeah.
a leader, right? When you're a leader, people exemplify not what you say, it's by what you do. I think there's a lot of like hypocrisy where it comes to like you're trying to lead a group, but in a way you're not exemplifying it. So the best way to lead everybody to be healthy is that you do it as well too. So
Yeah.
that's a realization, something that you want to think about is something not just so most times people think about like I just want to lose 10 pounds for the beach. uh it's successful, sustainable for like 2 or 3 months,
Hmm.
but after that it kind of dies, the motivation dies. But once you start to think of something bigger, like hey, my family has something to do it, right? It has something to do with
Yeah.
like how much money I make. It has something to do with like how I show up in meetings and stuff. So it's a bigger effect on that instead of just 6 to 2 pills. And that's just a way of thinking of like, don't stay so shallow. I mean, yes, the shallow, like hitting those small marks, like
Yeah.
6 to 2 pills, that's a goal, right? That's a goal, a benchmark to hit. But when you have a bigger vision or a bigger impact on other people and stuff, that'll keep you
Hmm. Yeah.
sustained and everything. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. I
I
think we could try
appreciate you, man.
to.
I
I'm gonna
know
keep
I'm
about.
not the easiest client to have, but you stuck with it. So,
Nobody's easy.
nah.
That's why I'm a dedicated coach. I went on my Instagram. I was like, it takes about 60 to 80 times for somebody to hear some good advice to actually take action towards
Yeah.
it. And what I'm trying to do is help people cut that time down a little bit. If you have a good
Mhm.
idea, like it's a great idea to be healthy and fit and, you know, full of
Right.
energy and stuff. But why do we not go and take the action towards it? Right. So it's like daily actions, even if it's small wins. It's like I think you sent we did the Facebook post. We said that you needed some accountability. I was like, look, we're gonna do this podcast, this PromoCast,
Yeah.
and we gotta tell about some of your wins, and then we're also gonna
Yeah.
continue the wins. Part of continuing like success and stuff is just to keep the momentum going and stuff. So,
Right.
but yeah, man. Is there anything? Well, actually, tell me what the new version of you is gonna be called before we head out, or just give it
It's
a name.
funny. I was thinking about that. I don't know, man.
You want me to help you?
I think it's just gonna be E. I think we're just gonna drop the big and we're just
What
gonna
about
be
this?
E.
What about this? What about this? I'll give you some
Yeah.
creativity. What about Slim E?
Slim E,
That's like a gangster name.
right? I'll have
Instead
to
of Big
find
E, it's
somewhere,
you're Slim E,
right? That could
right?
work. That would work.
All right, or you could just do E. Totally. But that's like
Huh.
the what we're talking about is like the identity shift. It's like David
Yeah.
Goggins became Goggins. David Goggins became
Yeah.
Goggins because he shifted his identity, and that's what kind of the thought process is. It's gonna be
Here, you know
hard.
what? We're gonna start this shift right now, though,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna show you. Hold on a second. If I could figure out how to change my Instagram handle.
Yeah, Slim E. I think E might be taken.
We're gonna. All right. I can't figure it out right now while we're in here, but I'm gonna do it today, and I will text you a screenshot that I've done it for
Yeah, and write
accountability.
something. Say, hey, this is the new version of me, Slim E. I want to hear it. I want to
All right.
hear. Put it that's the important thing is putting it out there in the air. So I always give the opportunity at the end of the podcast or the PromoCast, like, hey, what are you trying to put out in the universe?
Right.
All right.
Gotcha. All right. So I will change that and I will make a post about it today.
You are the man. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me
you
know if you
are.
need anything. And this is the PromoCast for today. It was a lot of energy. Thank you for being on here. Eamon. Keep up
I
the great work.
appreciate you, man. All right. Anybody that needs help, Sam Mang's the man. Don't go anywhere
Yep. I'm
else.
the coach. I'm the coach now.
The
Okay.
coach, the
The
only
coach.
coach.
The coach.